My favorite part about being an equestrian is being with the horses all day. I love riding them, I love working around them. It's a passion. I love horses, I love movement, I love energy. My ability to move was deteriorating by the day, and within 6 months' time, I could barely even walk. I was losing the feeling in my legs. Getting on and off was a problem. I couldn't feel my hands when I would ride. I just began to be in pain 24 hours a day. So I began to see an orthopedist. They said I was too young for a hip replacement. Who's too young to feel good? That's how I ended up at HSS. I couldn't settle for that. Traveling from Florida to New York was an absolute no-brainer. I wanted to go where I was confident in the doctors, confident in the hospital. Surgery's a big decision, so I'm gonna find the very best. And Dr. Jerabek looked at everything and he says, yeah, you're a perfect candidate for a total hip replacement.
We always want to be conservative, so when people are younger, we are more careful who we choose for hip replacement. But you know, at some point, when one bone is grinding on the next, it really limits lifestyle. And I think she was in her 40s when I met her, so it is on the earlier side. But at the same time, the implants that we have today are lasting longer and longer. And if you put them in well, we do know that they can last many decades. She definitely had hip arthritis. The other thing that kind of came out is she had a lot of weakness and numbness, I think, down the legs. And we see this a lot. A lot of times people can have a hip issue, but also have a spine issue, and there's a strong correlation between the two. Well, I'm not a spine expert, but luckily we have great spine service here at the Hospital for Special Surgery. So I just picked up the phone and gave him a call.
That day, without a scheduled appointment, he got me in to see Dr. Lebel, and it was like magic for me.
In collaboration with Dr. Jerabek's office, it was determined that Joanna needed a hip replacement. Not only that, she had complete collapse of one of her lumbar discs.
The two of them decided, okay, well, let's make a plan. Let's do her hip first so she can get walking and get going. As soon as Dr. Jerabek said I could ride, I was on that horse, rode all winter, no problems. The time frame was another 6 months after that to come back from Florida to begin my spine surgeries.
We staged separate procedures for both the lower back and the cervical spine such that we could get her back to her high level of performance.
By 8 weeks, life was really good. The neck, that was the easiest surgery going. And it was very successful. I can turn either way, up, down, and I don't feel a thing. I feel like I'm 20 again. My body it's kind of like my body got a reset.
This is why you spend all the late nights in medical school and studying and trying to learn your craft. And to actually be able to do it and then see that people are going to benefit from it, is hugely gratifying.
Hearing from Joanna and how well she's doing really makes it all worthwhile.